To get on, Phyllis. I was going to text her, but when I saw you said you were going to send her an email on how to get on, she
I,
knew, huh?
I did send her an email,
Oh,
and she
good.
is not on right now. Roseanne and Lawrence and Tina are here with us.
Oh, good. Well, she told me that it's real crazy around there a lot of times, and so she'll get on when she can, But I didn't get to talk to her today, and I meant to. It was just such a crazy day.
I hear you. Well, I'm glad that we're recording them because I can make it available to her. I did record last week, but I haven't gotten that posted yet, and I apologize for that. But it will get posted at some time.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
does anybody want to share anything that they have done, or any activities, or anything that's going on in their business?
Well, I have a new customer that called me this morning. That was exciting.
Oh, wow!
She was recommended by a customer that lives in Shreveport, Louisiana, and she wanted some um, Omega and some Core Energy because that's what the other lady uses. And I was asking her questions, and I said, well, and she has diabetes. And I said, well, I have these new catalogs. I want to send them to you. I'm sending her both because I told her, the reference guide has info about each product. I said, take a look at the glucose regulation, take a look at the mental acuity and the mind works, but you might want to start, depending on your budget, you might want to start with the mental acuity. And I said, not that I don't want to take your order, but I'd rather you look and you know, be sure that that's what you want before you order. And
Yeah, yeah, that's a
and
good
she
idea.
had my website that the friend had given her, but you can look in a book and read about it. Sometimes easier than looking at a
Yeah, it
computer
certainly is easier
screen. Right.
sometimes. Yeah. Well, congratulations on your new customer.
Yeah, I'm hoping that'll be a good one. So that was interesting.
On our call this morning, Linda talked to us a little bit about a new customer that they've got. And I'm not going to spoil her fun. I'm hoping maybe she'll be on the call next week, but we won't have it next week. But anyway, it's somebody that she started contacting last July. The
Wow.
man is someone that she worked with, and he had been a teacher, but now he's a principal. And so she sent an email that James and I helped her with and got it all fixed up. It was really nice. And then she didn't never hear anything from the lady. And she thought, oh no, I said the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. All the self talk we give ourselves.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But so she checked back with her, I don't know, maybe in August or September. And the lady said, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to respond to you. I'm really interested. I want to hear, blah, blah, blah. So they had a meeting either Saturday or Sunday, and the lady was quite interested. And Linda said that was the very first time that she got to go through the path to director. That you remember Linda developed that, and so
Yes.
she worked with it on the lady and showed it. And so she started off like she suggested we do, show them the PV for what they've been buying or what they were thinking about buying, and let
Right.
them see how that would work. Well, I think it was the vitalizing plan. I think anyway, the PV was about 117. So you could see it take you a while to get to 2000. So then she said, well, why don't we look at the youth, uh, so forth. So they did calculations, and the husband was running the calculator, and he could see real quickly that youth added up a lot faster. So uh, she went through the little program plan that she'd laid out, and she said it worked out really well. And so I was really excited for her, and they're going to be getting back together again later. So who knows? Maybe she'll have her first director. She's really excited about that. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah, she was so happy. So anyway, she just wanted me to know that the paper, the way she'd laid it out, it worked out real well, and she made a suggestion for one thing we could do to make it better. So I'll do that, and I'll share that with you whenever we get that done too. But
Okay.
anyway, that was really good. Okay, I'd like to share screen with you today because I'd like to see like to make sure that you're aware of some things that we have. Um, I will not embarrass anybody, but if I said go to Shackley U when you're at your member center, can anybody tell me where you could get to Shackley U?
Under my business?
I think you can that way. It's also right here on the front page, right here, this big square, Shackley University. Can everybody see that? You have your computer on. Anyway, it's right here under these four big icons. It's underneath it, so the featured. So Shackley Social, Naturally, Blog, TV, and there's your Shackley U. So that's one other way that you can get there. It's pretty simple. And you see that little diamond right there? That's because there's more. I didn't know that. I learned that too. Your hotline news, and there's information about getting your Shackley Connect app. So that's exciting. Okay, so let's go back to Shackley View. I'm going to try to keep a little closer eye on this, but as you might imagine, they keep adding things. And I wasn't aware of this now, but look at this. It's available in Spanish, Chinese, and Korean. So I have a new distributor, let's see, a qualified distributor joined Saturday, and he has Spanish-speaking friends, and I think some that are actually in Mexico. So I'm going to make sure he's aware of this because that's very helpful to know that they can read all this in their own language. Okay, so then we're going to hit start now. Before I do that, though, do you see your picture here? And all those icons that they have on the laptop and on the phone and the iPad, that's because each of the modules has an icon that goes with it. So you'll see that in just a second. I thought that was kind of clever. I think that's new. I didn't notice that before. They're always adding things to it. Okay, so I can go to my dashboard, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. I've done almost all of them, but look what I found. They have a new one for youth. And I don't think I had completed the Shackley Health Grant, so that's why those two are sitting here. But I thought maybe today we might go through the youth and look at least get started with it as long as we have time. So I'm going to click on that. Has anybody gone through this yet who's listening right now? Not yet? Okay, I didn't know it was even there, so this is good for us all to try that. So we're going to start the course. And it says that this module will help you learn about the youth skincare collection. Learn how to demonstrate the products, share your personal before and after, your conversation starters, and other great tips to build a skincare business. I really like those conversation starters because sometimes you really want to talk to somebody, but you can't kind of think of what to say. And maybe after a person's done this for many years, it's just kind of natural. But I'm still working on knowing how to open the conversation. So that's really helpful part of it for me to see. Okay, so let's start the course and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm not sure where that little red mark came from, but anyway, I didn't think I did that, but okay, so it shows us the products. I would like to say while we're just looking at the products right now, I started the first day you could get them, August the 10th or 11th, something like that. So I've been using them now for 2 months, and I have, I don't use it every day. Okay, so I'll start off by saying that, but I have, I think, another 45 days maybe on most of my products. My night cream has just gone down just a little bit, and my serum is still half full probably. I was sharing my moisturizer with Jim until his came, and I've still got maybe half of that. And on the cleanser, I've got quite a bit left. The toner's the one that's the lowest. But I think I may have told y'all I put a cleanser in my shower so that when I take my shower, I can wash my face with it, and that saves one step when I get out of the shower. So anyway. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to give you a quick story. The only thing that Jim is using is this moisturizer, and I really encouraged him to use it for 2 reasons. One, of course, our skin needs moisture, but he's our farmer, you know, and he's outside quite a bit, and so with the SPF 30, I really wanted him to have that on his skin. So he had a little spot on his cheek that had no pigment. It was a little white oval that we noticed, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago. And he came in yesterday morning. He said, "Look at my face." So I looked at his face, and he said, "Look right here. Here's where that white spot was." And it's totally gone. The only thing he's done differently is put this moisturizer on. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I know it's got nutrients in it. So maybe that's what it was. But he was quite happy, and of course I was happy too. Okay, now what's nice about this is you have a menu, and you can skip to any one of these places that you want to. You just click on it. So let's say you were at convention, you know all about the products, but you want to see how you can build a business. So here's how to build a skincare business. You can jump right down to there if you want to do that. And you notice it's got up here how to sell it, what to say, events and so forth, conversation starters. So you can skip to whichever one you want to learn first, or if you want to review, like those conversation starters, even if I listen to them once, I might want them 2 or 3 times. So I can just pull my little menu bar down here, and there were the conversation starters right there. Okay.
And Phyllis, where does it show how to show you before and after? Because I just finished my 2 months and I need to do that.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Here you go. Before and after, right?
Before and after. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, folks, I've taken almost every course that they've had, but I never knew they had this menu on the side. So I'm thinking maybe this is new. Has anybody noticed this menu before? Nobody?
I didn't know it was there.
I had no idea either. Usually, if you want something, it seems like you've had to go through the whole thing. And sometimes I just wanted, there was a certain thing I wanted, and it's kind of a pain. But now they've made it extremely simple. Okay, here's our arrows down here. So let's hit this first one. Okay. Make sure the world sees you as young as you see yourself. That's really a lovely lady. I don't know who she is, but she's quite pretty. So you can read along with that. I'm not going to read each little thing for us, but I thought we'd like to see what we have here. Okay, so notice this market. Can you believe that? $273 billion in, what's that, 4 years from now? And so it says, although older consumers are still key to marketing efforts, younger consumers and men are becoming more aware of the value in taking care of their skin. And I really thought that was a great thing that Shackley talked about. For our young people, to encourage them to start on that soon, because why not keep what you have when you're 25, instead of starting when you're 65 to try to recover what you used to have. I thought that was really smart. Plus, with the SPF 30, you're protecting your skin. So that's a really important thing to keep you from having to worry about skin cancer and stuff. Okay, so it's a big market. Lots of people want to buy it. Key areas of growth in prestige skincare, which is what we have. Natural plus clinical skincare. In other words, it's natural products, but products that work. An estimated growth of 10%. So that's exciting. That's us right there. Beyond organic. Our philosophy, Shackley quality standards go beyond how and where an ingredient is grown. And so we know that that's so important to make sure that not only are the ingredients that get started are good, but that they're free of all those contaminants and they stay that way. I'm really glad Shackley came up with this slogan because we don't have organic marked on our products, and that's because they're beyond organic. And I think that's great that now we know what we can say is that we go beyond just making sure that how and where the ingredient is grown. We're looking at the purity of it and so forth. Okay, so it's showing our 4 steps. And, when I first opened up all those boxes, I thought, oh, my word, how am I going to ever do all this? But it's just really 4 simple steps, and it moves right along. So it tells us to hover over the numbers for details. So let's do that. Hover over 1. Here's our cleanser. Polishes, purifies, protects, pH balanced, and it's soap free. Does anybody know why it matters if it's pH balanced? Is there anybody on the call that knows about pH balancing?
Well, our skin is pH balanced, so wouldn't we want it to be the same as our skin?
We would. We don't want to strip off the oils or mess up the balance of our skin, because that makes it more susceptible to infections and so forth too. And just like you say, our skin's already pH balanced, so we want to keep it that way. I think some cleansers tend to upset the balance, and we just don't want to get involved with those. And have y'all noticed how little amount of cleanser it takes? Just a little pea size. It really is very economical to use it.
Yes.
Okay. And then your skin toner exfoliates, hydrates, and nourishes. And I am continually flabbergasted at what is on my cotton ball after I've used the toner, because I wash my face really carefully and I rinse it and all that good stuff. And then I use the toner and I look at my cotton ball, and it's evident that I still have makeup or whatever on there. I don't know where it all comes from, but it's really kind of fascinating to me.
Me too.
Okay, and then this I think is probably the most important part, the activating serum. 10 times the actives to renew at the cellular level and help skin act younger. And it provides superior radiance and rejuvenation. And I think that's what really help your cells on down below the top layer of your skin to be renewed. And then number 4 is our night cream. Smoother, more luminous skin, and it boosts the collagen and elastin production while you sleep. So if all else fails, you want to be sure you get that on before you go to bed. Now, the original advanced kits at convention all came with the Rich. I think I have opened up my light, and it is definitely much lighter. So I think I'll probably stay with the Rich. It just feels really great on your skin. So you do those 4 things, and then you're finished, and it moves along pretty quickly. And then you, in the morning, after you've done all that, you can apply your BB cream to kind of finish up your look, and it acts kind of like a foundation, as you can see that. It says it evens and corrects and hydrates and nourishes and protects, so it's pretty important. And you can also add your C and E to improve your overall skin tone. Okay, and so if you buy the advanced regimen, you'll get your serum, cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and night cream. And you have a choice. You could pick which one of those that you want. It was so funny at convention. I think it was Nancy Baldwin was giving us a demonstration, and she said, "But why wouldn't you want the Rich cream?" So she was kind of making a funny on that. Everybody wants to have the Rich. Okay, so let's see what our next one is. Okay, and here was just what was so amazing. I don't know of any other company that can make this claim because we have the clinicals to back it up. When they did the test, 100% of the women who were participating in the trial were proven to have younger looking skin. In other words, all of them, every one of them, skin looked younger. And 2/3 shifted their skin age into a younger decade. So that is really exciting. So we get good results, but we didn't have to compromise on the ingredients. And you may remember that there's over 2,500 ingredients that other companies use that we don't. So these are some of the ones that we do use. The apple cell extract, vitamin A, accelerate our skin cell renewal. You want to keep them coming along. They told us as you get older that your skin cells reproduce much more slowly than they did when they were younger. Then here's a picture that shows the difference in the younger skin and how the layers are, and then lack of nutrients and energy make a big difference there. And Schneider chinensis, more nutrients for our skin, which is really important. We've been feeding our skin from the inside all along with our Shaklee product, but now we're feeding it from the outside. So it shows that we have 1% less collagen after the age of 20. We have a less elastin and up to 80% loss in skin thickness. So you can see that the effect it has as we get older. Okay, and then here's some more information about some of the botanicals that are included. And this is, of course, just an overview, but when I was reading up about this, a number of these ingredients have been used for many years by, what am I trying to say? Anyway, these ingredients have been used for thousands of years, some of them. And so we're kind of going back to basics in a way because other cultures have known that these ingredients like this Lotus japonicus extract rejuvenate cells, helps them to produce more collagen and elastin, and that, of course, is what keeps us looking younger. And we have to protect our skin cells, so the muscadine grape polyphenols that we have in Vivix are also included in these products, and they have Vital Repair Plus, which blocks skin damaging from free radicals. Not sure exactly what that would be, but I'm guessing that's got something to do with maybe some C and E in there possibly. Okay, and then it says you click each of the different pictures for more information on how these different ingredients we just looked at help us. So that's kind of a cool thing, isn't it? It makes it come up like that. Okay. And then it talks about our largest organ. I don't know if y'all knew this. I didn't realize the skin was our largest organ. But it is, and it has 3 different layers. And each one of these layers has an important function. The protective skin barrier, and the dermal has nutrients and energies, and then there's foundation and support in the dermis. So each one of them does something to help us with our body. So these are some of the things that we talked about. Slower cell renewal. "14 days slows to 56 days. So whereas when we were younger, those cells reproduced in 14 days, now it takes 56, which instead of being 2 weeks, that would be 8 weeks. So that's quite a lot slower. So you can see you're not going to be able to keep the same quality of skin when that happens. Okay, so then here's going to be some ideas on how to take your photos and examples on how to share your story. Here is Crystal, and she showed hers. You can certainly see how the BB cream really makes a difference with her face there. Uh-oh. Okay, and then here's another example. You can see how the what do you call that? The marks or the little spots and stuff are all have lightened up quite a bit. And I know that this lady was quite a bit older, maybe old like me, I don't know. But anyway, you can see it made a difference in the skin tone and everything for her too. So then over here, Melanie will tell you about clicking here for lighting information and tips on how to take a good photo and so forth. So that will be, here's where we are on the menu, how to share your testimony before and after right here. Okay, our time is just about up. I'm not going to keep going through all this, but it's going to show you some ways that you can share this information. Maybe you have seen that Linda posted hers. I think she did it on 100 Days to Amazing, but I think also she went ahead and posted it just to Facebook itself. And you can definitely see a difference, and it looks really nice. And she said that since she posted that, she's had people going to her business page, which she's never had before, so she was quite pleased. Also, she told us that at her daughter went to the parent-teacher night, and a lady actually stopped her going down the hall and said, "Oh, your skin looks so good." So we know that it's working, and I'm sure Lisa felt really proud about that when she saw that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now. Obviously, there's quite a bit more there we could look at, and I hope that you will do some of that. We might come back to this another time and talk about how to build your business, but just wanted you to see what's there, and you can see it's kind of fun to look at. It's not painful, so you can open it up on your laptop or your iPad and sit in your easy chair with your feet up and look at all that and get some good help there, I think. Okay, I'm going to unmute. Does anybody have anything that they want to share since we've gone through this? Nope, everybody good? Are we all there? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're at the end of our time, so if nobody has anything that they want to share, I'm going to end the meeting. And I really appreciate you folks joining us today. I think this was very interesting. I was glad to see that Shackle U has got something that's easy for us to look at. And always remember, we're supposed to be duplicatable, so you can have your possible distributors or directors or whatever go and look at this, and you can even do it with them like I'm doing and talk about it and discuss it, so that if you can practice with them and so forth. Lots of good ideas here. So, okay, I'm going to stop the recording.